Oh. Mateo, is that you? I can see you. Hold on a second. Where is the details here? Conference details. Hold on. There you are.
Hi. Okay, it works.
All right.
Hi,
Can you? Is it? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Is it Mateo?
Sorry?
Am I pronouncing your name correctly, Mateo?
Mathieu, yeah.
Okay, perfect. You can hear me okay?
Yeah. That's perfect.
Okay, wonderful. Well, listen, thanks so much for joining me. Let me just grab the questions that I wanted to ask you. And thanks for your patience as well. It's been a very busy time for me, and I know I got the calling details to you late.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. So why don't we start with this? Why don't you introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, and then we'll talk a bit about what's been happening with these laws and the sanctions and stuff like that.
Okay, so I'm Mathieu Faou. I'm a malware researcher at ESET in Montreal. What I do with 6 other researchers here is long-term analysis of malicious software and other online threats. We publish on our blog, welivesecurity.com, and present at conferences around the world.
Nice. So recently, and everyone who's in advertising would have seen or read this, but recently 2 companies were fined and charged with violating advertising laws, data blocks, and
it was. Can you repeat?
Media. What was that again?
Sorry, the video was frozen. Can you repeat?
Yeah. So Data Blocks and Sunlight Media
Yeah.
were the two companies that were recently charged. They were fined upwards of $150,000 each. I think one of them was charged $100,000. But this was in the news, not just because these companies got fined, but because they were the first two companies to be fined. Why don't you give us just an overview of what they were charged to have done, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, so the CRTC, the Canadian Radio, Television and Telecommunication Commission, used a recent law, which is the anti-spam legislation, which came into force in July 1st, 2014, so it's really recent. This law prohibits sending unsolicited spam message, but also prohibits installing software without the user consent. So it means a user should agree to install a software on his computer. It cannot be done silently without his knowledge. In that case, some bad actors use the Sunlight Media and Datablock platforms to push malicious ads that were redirecting the user to a malicious website that was silently installing malicious software. So bad actors were abusing the platform of Datablocks and Sunlight Media. The problem was Sunlight Media didn't have some good safeguards in place to prevent the abuse of his platform. For example, it was possible to register anonymously to Sunlight Media using cryptocurrency to pay for the ads. So it was not really possible for them to verify the identity of their customers. That's why it was so easy to abuse their platform, and that's why they were pursued by the CRTC.
So I think it's obvious that companies need to be vigilant in terms of which third-party agencies they're hiring to do this sort of work for them. I'm curious, is there something that you feel marketers should do to ensure that the agencies that they're working with are doing things above board?
Well, I think it's different in the case for advertisers or publishers. For advertisers, it's not really a big problem because their legitimate campaign were not impacted by the malicious campaign of Sunlight and Datablock. But for publishers that were displaying ads from these two companies, it's more a problem because maybe some of their users were infected by visiting their website. That can be totally legitimate. But as they were displaying malicious ads, users visiting a legitimate website were infected. So I think publishers should care about the agencies they choose.
Is there, as a whole, as a the online advertising industry as a whole, in Canada, it's there's the interactive advertising, IAB Canada. What should we as an industry be doing to weed out some of these bad players? Because it also projects a very bad image on the industry as a whole. What are your thoughts on what the industry as a whole needs to do to ensure that everyone is doing things above board?
Yeah, so I think the anti-spam law is. Oh, sorry. Can you still hear me or?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, because okay. Okay.
You're good.
So the page was refreshed, or I don't know.
Okay.
So I think the anti-spam law was directed more toward bad actors because it doesn't mean that agencies are responsible for all the traffic that is, or all the ads that are transiting on the network, but they should be, they should put good safeguards on, take care about like reports. For example, data blocks was warned several times by researchers and even the CATC that malicious campaigns were abusing that platform, and they did nothing. So I think the first thing is agencies should shut down very quickly malicious campaign, and they should collaborate with security researchers, the CLTC, and other government entities.
Perfect. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
For this part, no.
Okay. Mateo, listen, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate you navigating some of the technical issues that we've had on this call. But I appreciate your time, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Thanks. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.